Hello everybody, I'm Yolanda, aka Creative Mommy of Two, and welcome back to my channel. Today, as you see, we are doing a WIP and Chat. So grab out whatever that is your work in progress, aka WIP, and yeah, let's have a ramble, shall we? First off, open up all my containers. Whoop, sorry for the sound. It fell down a little bit harder than I expected. Let's grab this ring today. Thought like maybe it's interesting to see a little bit more. And this is the one I am using for the time lapse I am currently working on. So that like the time lapse entirely has the same jewelry if possible. Just because my brain likes the uniformity the best. But yeah. At times I am seriously thinking that I have something like OCD or something. Because my brain the last couple of years is really like, it needs to be this way or no way. So yeah. But oh well, we'll get there. Okay, I do need to change out my wax. Because this is not working. Thankfully I already expected that. So yeah, this is my container of like yuckiness. This is like all the wax I've used like the past 3 years or something. So yeah, I do need to say I tap it down a little bit every now and then, so that if the container falls a little bit, it's not like spilling out everywhere. So it's stuck together, but oh well. So I usually just use the metal tweezers and just pull everything out. That's just what works best for me. Also makes that my tweezers sometimes get a little bit dinged up. But oh well. Oh, I'm sorry if that bumped you a little bit. So new wax. This one. This one was in one of the, I believe, action kits. It's like really, really, really bright pink. I don't know if you can even see it, like my lighting is a little bit off. It's like one of those typical Dutch weather days. It's like really cloudy, not really sunny, but it's too light to put on lights, but too dark to work without them. So typical Dutch weather. And I always scrape off the little bit that's out of the end, because otherwise I know that when I will be putting down some drills, the wax will just pour out in every direction. And yeah, that's not nice. So first off, before I all forget it, how are you all doing? I hope you had a good week again. Because yeah, it's been a week already. And it's been a week. Do you need to say like a lot of it is like the usual suspects? Kids going to the gym class on Tuesday, daughter to swimming lessons on Friday, them going to school, me helping out at school on Thursday, like cutting up the fruits and stuff. Or in case it's like a banana or something, like just making sure the fruit gets divided between the 9 classes that they have. And just regular housework and stuff. So yeah, the usual. Thankfully also some things that aren't the usual, because otherwise it would have been quite a boring week. I'm already done with this color. Oh, if it goes in the speed like this, maybe I have this part finished by the end of this WIP and Chat. Oh, who knows? Excuse me. I was also thinking about doing some Dutch stuff again. Because yeah, I really like to do that, but I many times forget to prepare. It is in my personal schedule to make some like topics so I can like every once in a while when I'm like, oh, I think it's fun to do a Dutch themed video again, that I can just pick out something that I have prepared and just do that instead of like, oh, I want to do something Dutch. Oh crap, I have nothing prepared. Well, next week, and then the next week still forgetting it. But yeah, that's still in the works, but I just thought about something that I have been planning on doing like quite a while, but I keep forgetting it. And it's a thing I can do just on the fly because it's not really a really hard topic. That is counting in Dutch. And I can honestly tell you, even for me being Dutch, I still think counting here is weird. Like 1 till 20 is kinda normal for like English standards. But when you're past 20, it's starting to get really weird. So I'm going to count till 10 in Dutch first. So probably you can think like how you would pronounce it if you are in a different language than English. Because I know some of you are not, well, also not native English speakers like me. So yeah, you can let me know what you think about like counting in Dutch. Is it weird? Is your language even weirder? Because that's also still a possibility, because yeah, some things are just weird. And yeah, let me know, like, what do you think about it? Like the weirdness in Dutch. So I'm going to start off with 1 till 10 first, after I cough. Like the coughing and stuff still here. I will get into that after the whole Dutch video. So you will get that update in a little bit. So first, counting. So in Dutch, 1 till 10. Well, 0, 1 till 10. So 0 is 0. And then till 10 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's not too strange, too far off the English. 11 till 20, also pretty similar, because they are 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Even though like 17 is 17, the N after 7 is not always pronounced just with 7 itself. It's also many times 7. But yeah, that's here nor there. I think there are a lot of things in a lot of languages that are like actually pronounced one way and just quickly spoken out, you just miss half the word. But well. Yeah, so 11 till 20 are kind of normal. Then I am going to do the 10 counts. So counting per 10 up till 100. Because those are also kind of normal. And then we're getting into the weird stuff. So then we have 0, which is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So those are still kind of normal. But if I would go to 21, do remember, 20 is 20, 1 is 1. So 21, if you do like the English word, you would think that it would be 21. Well, you thought wrong if you thought that was the Dutch word for it. Because the Dutch word for 21 is 21. So 120. So 22 is 22. So if I grab the random number of 97, 97, 7 and 90. Even in the hundreds, it's kinda the same. A random number again. 181. 181. So if you have it written down, it's just 181. But you pronounce the words in the order of the first, the last, the middle. Because it's 100, 180. 181. Which is, even for my Dutch brain, it's still weird. Because many times if I see a word written down, I just want to, a number, like in the actual numbers, I still want to pronounce like 75 as in Dutch, 75. But then when I'm trying to say like the 70 part, I'm like, wait, other way around. Or I want to say like instead of 75, 57. So when I read 75, 75, I would almost say 57, 57. So yeah, I still think that's like really weird. Because it's so normal, even here in Dutch, that you like pronounce the left word or letter or whatever first. But when it's going to numbers, it can have a different way. It can be all the different directions first almost. So yeah, even for my Dutch brain, it's like really weird. But oh well. But I thought maybe you thought it would be interesting to like see how the Dutch language can still be weird in some places. Because yeah, I can go into like real nitty gritty, but yeah, that's maybe a little bit too much. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section below. What do you think? Like, if is our Dutch counting, numbering system strange? Or is yours even stranger? Because that might still be the case. Or is your numbers, just like in English, pretty straightforward? Yeah, let me know. But this was like my little Dutchy video for now. Also, let me know down in the comment section, would you be interested in more? Do you have a certain theme that you want to hear more of? I am thinking about doing a Dutch Legends again, because it's October again, maybe something spooky or spooky themed. So yeah, I really need to figure out a few so that I can just do them every now and then, because I think personally the ghost stories, legends, myths, and all that stuff is interesting. But let me know, what do you think? Do you think those videos are interesting or not? Because yeah, if nobody wants to watch it, why would I film it? Okay, if there's something I really want to film myself, then I just do that. But if I ask your opinion, I ask for your opinion, not for me to decide anyway. Even though if it's not your cup of tea, you can just decide to skip along. But oh well. Yeah. As long as you keep it kind in the comment section below, you can always say your opinion about stuff, like what stuff do you want to see more of, what do you want to see less of, or anything else. So, my voice was starting to go. That wasn't nice. But yeah, so that was a Dutch accounting. So how many time did I spend on that? 50 minutes. Okay, that's okay. So that's not too terribly bad. I'm like, I don't think you would be interested in videos of like 2 hours long just because I'm rambling about some other stuff. But let me know down in the comment section, like, are you like, if a video is 2 hours long, you're still going to watch it maybe in multiple goes, or you're like, well, if it's longer than a certain time, I click away, or I'm not even starting. Let me know, because I'm curious. Like, if all of you say like, I love videos of like hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever, I'll try to at least every once in a while make one that's longer. But if you're all like, nope, maximum an hour, maybe a little over, but that's about it, well, then I know that I need to keep it under that. So, yeah. Because for me, and also like other YouTube creators, yes, obviously we still do stuff for ourselves, but at the same time we want to have that people that watch the videos actually like enjoy them. Because otherwise, yeah, it would be a little bit of a waste of time. I do know, like, at least for me, it's also like the enjoyment of the craft for me, as I'm obviously still crafting myself, even though I'm rambling to you. Or, well, to my camera actually, but you know what I mean. Excuse me. But oh well. Let's see what colors next. Let's grab that one first. But yeah, now I'm going to just go up into the live updates. So if you watched a video and you're like, hey, counting in Dutch, weird, that sounds interesting, I'm going to watch, but I don't need to see the live stuff, well, then this is your cue to click away. If you are interested in my ramblings about what happened all this week, you are very welcome to stay. And yeah, if not, well, I hope you liked the video, you know the drill, and I hope to see you next time. Bye! And if you're still here, well, hi! I hope you like it. If you did, well, also for you, the same counts. If you liked the video, you know the drill, like, subscribe, and all the fun YouTubey stuff. And we're going into the live stuff now. So, without further ado, the coughing, and what did my doctor say about it? Because I needed to go to the doctor anyway last week on Wednesday morning. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to ask her, like, hey, is it normal that I'm still coughing now? Because, yeah, it's now like a month and a half. And it's starting to get kind of annoying. And I also have the feeling that I'm like out of breath, like before I hardly do anything. So yeah, I asked her that. And apparently it's at the moment like really common for people to have a regular cold, or cough at least, that is like hardly able to shake away. So apparently a lot of people now at the moment have the problem that when they start coughing, like with the regular cough or flu or whatever, that it takes like a lot longer than normal to stop it, which is obviously kind of annoying, especially after the whole 2020 debacle. Let's be honest, if you cough outside on the street, people look at you strange, at least many times. Thankfully here, like, the restrictions left by COVID are like already gone since last year. Obviously, if you're coughing or sick or anything and you go to like a care center for the elderly, you still need to be careful, because yeah, but that was before that already, because yeah, they don't have the best of immune system many times. So yeah, if you're sick, better be smart about it. But oh well. But it's, I think, like the regular common sense. If there are even people that want to listen to that. Because I feel at times that many times people are now like, well, it's not too bad anymore, so tough luck, I'm going wherever I want, and yeah. But well, that's that. No, let's just not get onto that tangent. I rather stay away from that. But yeah, so apparently, as I said, like, it's normal to keep coughing. Like, if it's normal to cough like 2 to 3 weeks, it can be double that, if not even more. So, yay. But my doctor also was like, just to be sure, because I had a pneumonia like a month ago, she was like, just to be sure that it's not still that, so that the medicine didn't entirely nip it in the butt. She wanted me to have my blood drawn to see like whatever is wrong, if there's still some like infection values or anything. So I was like, yeah, sure. So I got a paper, need to go to the front desk, say where I came from, that I was from my doctor, that I needed to have the infection levels checked just to be sure. And then I could wait at the treatment rooms, even though I heard people already say like they had a scheduled visit with like the treatment rooms, that apparently there were a few emergency cases come in. So they were emergency enough to need a treatment right at that second, but not emergency enough to go to either a hospital or have an ambulance called. But yeah, so those kind of treatments still go first. Obviously, I would have wanted to have the same thing. And yeah, after waiting like quite a decent time, got my little poke done. It's like really tiny little poke. I was like, she was like, well, what finger do you want? I was like, well, whatever works for you the best. Because I don't care, it's just a little poke. I had it done a few weeks ago. And now at least I don't need to have it like full on blood drawn and everything. I need to pay like an arm and a leg in the hospital. She was like, yeah, especially for like simple things like infection values and stuff. And she was also saying like, it's, as you know now, that's it, like it's a tiny prick. It's a little bit annoying, but that's about it. I think it's like the same as when you are diabetic and need to check your insulin level, like a little prick in the tip of your finger, get a little blood, and that's about it. So she's like, yeah, for like the small, especially also for like small stuff where they just need a tiny amount of blood. They don't need to draw like an entire vial. Run it through the hospital machines, having it costing an arm and a leg, because they're also not cheap. And sadly for me, it's also not in like the regular health insurance stuff. I do know at certain points, like when you are in the hospital for a medical treatment, I believe it's still like in your coverage, because it's like mandatory sort of in the hospital for certain stuff. But as soon as it's like outside of that, for like infections or anything, then you need to pay out of pocket, if I'm not mistaken. But don't quote me on that. Like, if you're interested in knowing like how the Dutch health system works, like let me know and I'll try to figure the stuff out, like especially if you have like specifics, like how does it work with this kind of stuff, with that kind of stuff. Let me know and I'll see what I can figure out. So yeah. But yeah, so I just had that little poke, waited again for a few minutes. They came back and everything was fine. So thankfully, no infection. So that's at least good. So obviously I'm happy with that, but it's still like annoying that I'm still not done with the cough. But my doctor also said like if the cough was still there after like 8 weeks in total of coughing, then I needed to call back so they could see to schedule like lung pictures taken. Because yeah, at a certain point it's also not good to keep going with it. Because obviously there still can be something wrong. I hear them yelling outside. No clue. So they were like, yeah, if you're still coughing like past the 8-week point, let us know and then we'll see from there. So yeah, that's interesting. I already saw that it's like around like fall break for the kids. So I'm like, well, if it's after that, I just will be calling the doctors. Until then, I'm just coughing away. Thankfully, it's like at one point, it's not too bad, but this night, actually, I woke up with a kind of a bad cough again. So that was annoying. Because, yeah, imagine waking up hardly being able to breathe because you are coughing so bad. Not the greatest, I can tell you that. But yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, it is gone soon. Because, yeah, I am totally done with it. Also, like yesterday, I was feeling sick again. So I'm like, what the actual flying flip-flop is wrong with me the past couple of weeks? Because, yeah, I hope that I start feeling human again pretty soon. Because this is just getting on my nerves. Because I have a feeling that, like, every time that I'm starting to feel better, I'm starting to feel worse. And yeah, that's not nice. But also the weather doesn't help. Because last week, it was like, what? 6-7 degrees Celsius? Which is kind of cold. This week, apparently, it should reach 20 again. Yesterday, it was even in the morning, when the kids went to school, it was, I believe, around 16 degrees. If you think about the fact that last week, well, not even a full week ago, like on Thursday, I believe it was, I was even debating on whether or not I would need to grab the winter coats before the kids go to school. And yeah, yesterday I went to school to pick up the kids and I was opening my jacket because I was like, and now it's really hot again. So what the actual fudge? Yeah. Dutch weather. Nothing more strange. Yeah, speaking of weather, like, I know that like a lot of places have it way worse because like flooding, hurricane stuff. Thankfully, those things are not here. So if you are affected by any kind of weather, even with it just being normal weather, but you yourself, for one or the other reason, are not feeling the greatest about it, I hope you feel better soon. I also hope, like, if you have the weather that's like actually like the world news weather, like hurricanes, flooding, just the whole awful weather, I hope everything calms down soon, that you're not too much affected by it, that you don't have like any damages to your house, your family, your loved ones, yourself, pets, whatever. And that everything is soon back to normal. Oh, come on, get out of the tree. Because, yeah, I can't imagine what that must feel like. Like, I know when I lived at my parents' place, the worst that would happen was if it was really, really bad and just the ground couldn't handle it. it sometimes would go into the basement. Well, if you had a lot, it would be 1 centimeter of water in the basement. Yeah, well, that's about it. So I can't imagine like having almost like your entire living room flooded. Because, yeah, that sounds terrible. So, yeah. But yeah, weather is a crazy thing. A really crazy thing. And it affects a lot of people. And with like the natural disasters, it also affects a lot of people in a negative way. And that's never fun. But yeah, sadly, there's not much we can do except prepare and hope for the best. So yeah, if you're also in like a state of preparedness for anything, I hope everything passes and you don't have any struggles with it. But yeah, let's think. What else? Oh well, not per se think, because I have my little thingy here. But let's see. I can better say what all else happened. So yeah, Wednesday when I went to the doctor, it is actually pretty close to our city center, so I decided to directly pop in there and start our December shopping, because there were a few things on sale that the kids really liked. So I was like, yeah, now I'm close to it. I'm just directly going to go. It was kind of hard to find a parking spot because it was, we were setting up for Kermis, not carnival. That's the other side of the year. That's the beginning of the year. Like for Kermis, so the fair. So like one of the big parking lots in our city center was actually like blocked off. So yeah, all the people that normally park there needed to park anywhere at any place else. So where I would normally park, there was no parking space. So I ended up parking at the other side of the center. But it was fine. I found a spot. Got my shopping done. Got back in time, home in time for the kids to come out of school. So that's always nice. Kids had a good time. They just regularly played and stuff, and they wanted to go worse. They want to do some crafts like tomorrow. Well, today if you watch this, actually when I'm uploading this, but for me it's Tuesday, so I'm needing to grab a piece of washi tape, so hold on for a few seconds. I'm going to grab it. And I'm back. So I grabbed my trusty container thingy for my washi tape. I'm going to do this much. Or at least that's how big of a section I'm going to make this time. I always, like, especially these videos, I just take out whatever I feel like. But many times for time lapses, I grab sections, give or take 10 by 10 centimeters. Most of the times. Sometimes it's different. Is it still in view? Yes, it is. Nice. Come on. Roll the back up a little bit, otherwise I have part of washi tape that will not stick anymore. So let's get back to it. Which color to start with? This one. I many times start like in one of the corners and just work to the opposite side. Oh yeah, what was I rambling about? Oh yeah, shopping. So I decided to grab the stuff already for the kids. Because, yeah, I many times like it to start buying early. Also for the fact that many times now there are pretty decent sales and stuff. Many times the more you go to the season, not going to say anymore just in case there are little ears listening, that many times stuff gets more expensive. And why should I pay more than necessary? That's also like the thing, like, and you can make more out of it. But yeah, it's kind of tough. I've been already asking the kids what they want. Our son is kind of easy this year. He's basically like Paw Patrol or dinos. Dinosaurs can better say. Both of them are fine. No specifics. Our daughter, she's still like loving unicorns. So many things are like unicorn themed. But she is now at that age where they really want a lot of this like collectible stuff or stuff where you can just use once and that's about it. But I already know how our daughter is. Like if it's like these collectible things, like it's the word, like these big eggs where you can get a stuffed animal out of. Yes, the stuffed animal part the kids would love. Ah, isn't it? Not go according to plan. I'm throwing around drills everywhere. Like the stuffed animal part, the kids would love, both of them. But at the same time, like if our daughter sees that like one of them is, for example, a unicorn and she gets a bunny, she probably would not be very happy with that. So I'm like, yeah, you don't know what comes out of it. You know that, right? And stuff, and yeah. So I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do that. So yeah. But we will see, we will see. Thankfully we have time, but yeah. Any suggestions for a 6-year-old girl? That would be nice, because at a certain point I'm running out of ideas. Because I do need to say, like, a lot of the time, like, the things she chooses are either way out of budget, way too big for the space we live in, or these things that I'm like, they are hella expensive and at the same time probably not something she would play with for a long time. So I'm like, I'm not entirely sure. Because we also went to the mall that we many times go to on Sunday. And yeah, everything she picked out, she was like, well, like she has, for example, washi malls. These like animal thingies that you can color and then you put them in water, brush them off, and you can start over again. But now they had these really big versions. They were like this big instead of this big. And she was like, yeah, I want that one. I was like, yeah, but the last time you played with the Washimals was, well, 2 weeks ago. But before that, you didn't play with it for like half a year or not more. So I was like, well, is that a smart idea? Because maybe you get something that you don't even want to play with in like a few months. So I was like, yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, it is fun. So it's a little bit of a case of like, what to do. Like, I really want her to have the stuff that she likes, but at the same time, I don't want to have her get a lot of stuff that she uses like once, and that's it. So it's a little bit of like, what to do. But oh well. also like going to a regular mall place. My husband asked it like in a cryptical way, and that also did bite us in the behind. So that was not a smart move, because yeah, the place where we go is called Beek, which is like creek, if I'm not mistaken. So my husband was like, do you want to go to the tiny little river today? So I needed to think a bit. I was like, oh yeah, that's what you mean. Yeah, sure. She was like, yeah, we can try again to see if we can find some extra sweaters for our daughter. Some for me, because yeah, I don't have a lot of clothing for myself for the winter either. Especially finding out that one of the shirts I have that I thought was long sleeve, they are like 3/4 sleeve. So like when it's really cold, they aren't nice. But yeah, so he asked it like that, and when we were there, our daughter was still like, I want to go to the tiny creek. I was, for the tiny little river, and we're like, we're there. Like she still asked it like 4 different times. It was like, yeah, that did not go according to plan. Okay, it was fun, but at the same time, like, ugh, seriously. But oh well, we'll get there, we'll get there. Oh, come on. So, what else happened? Yeah, on Friday, we did our Halloween decoration. I love it so much. Halloween is basically like our main decoration holiday, because you can do a lot with it. Sadly, we don't have it like a big front garden, because that would be a lot better for us with things we always want to do. And we try to keep it at least a little bit different every year. But at a certain point, it gets kind of difficult. But yeah, we have one of those skeletons that you can place everywhere. Last week, we hang it on the flagpole that we have. This year, we put it on a little bench. We have so fun reactions on it. We've seen like a lot of people actually like sitting on a bench next to it and taking pictures, and it's really fun. I also have a fun idea for like an extra thing but it's only for like Halloween itself. Need to see like how we will actually do that. But I had the idea pop in my head of the song Danse Macabre. I was thinking like grabbing 2 skeletons, putting my wedding dress on one of them, like something of a suit, like something on the other, putting them in the garden, like next to the house, and putting on the music of the song Danse Macabre. So you have some skeletons dancing to the music. I thought it was really fun. Husband thought it was fun as well, but he was like, maybe not use the wedding dress for it. I was like, yeah, but at the same time, like, it's not that I use it for anything else. And I would only do that when the weather was good. If it's like raining a lot, I wouldn't do it. Because yes, I'm not really like, I really, really need to have the dress in perfect condition or anything. But at the same time, like, I don't want it ruined as well. And I'm like, also, we have the option to go to a thrift store and maybe find something there. Doesn't need to be in a perfect condition. It just needs to look its part. But yeah, then we also need to find some extra skeletons. So that's a thing. Need to see what we're doing. I wanted to think like maybe on Saturday, but the store that we got the skeletons from on Saturday is always way too busy to go. or at least to drive specifically for that. Like if we are close to our parents, we can see like, okay, what time do we go? But yeah. Well, we'll see if that's a thing we end up doing. But it's an option at least. But yeah, we've done a lot of decoration for Halloween this year. We've been busy with that for like most of the afternoon. We now only need to hang up some like strings with witches and bats on it. And whatever the hell we find during the seasons again. But yeah, we're now having, I believe we pulled out the basement like 4 of these big 50-liter containers with only Halloween stuff. Not everything even was in there. Like obviously the skeleton didn't fit because it's a full-size skeleton. Obviously doesn't fall apart like a regular skeleton would, but but it's still like full human sized. But yeah, we'll need to figure everything out, what to do with it and how to store everything for next year. For the rest, over the weekend, I made a cheesecake because my husband had his D&D group again on Saturday. This time it was during the day because somebody wasn't able to make it in the evening. So they were like, yeah, for once we can do it in the afternoon. So I was at home with the kids on Saturday. Then, well, the kids played a lot, really nice upstairs for like a big part of the afternoon. Let them bathe in the tub. Well, our daughter at least wanted to. Our son was kind of misbehaving. He was jumping in his bed after I told him like repeatedly not to. And he was not using his ears. He was like, yeah, you're just going to a regular shower. But also like that's what he rather would do most of the times, but oh well. And our daughter, she wanted to bathe. So I was like, yeah, sure. I'll fill the tub up for you. I'm like, you can choose, or you can have some toys in the tub with you, or I'm going to grab one of my own bath bombs and you can use that. But then you can't have the toys with it because, yeah, it's not one of those kids things. They are the ones for adults. So I don't know like how well if they would stain anything or something. So I'm not going to take that risk. And she decided she wanted to have one of the bath bombs. So I was like, I'm going to fill up the bath. You can already start to go in it. Grab the bath bombs and then you can choose which one you want. She decided to grab a purple one, which I already expected her to do. Pink and purple are her go-to colors. So I already expected as much from her. And yeah, I really made sure that she knows like she was able to use them. I wouldn't fuss much about it, but she does need to take care of the fact that she wouldn't go in the water with her face because yeah, they are the ones for adults. So she was like, yeah, sure. She was in the tub for a good time. Then she was at a certain point like, yeah, now I'm done with it. I was like, yeah, sure. Water was also starting to cool down, so I really understood. I was like asking later on like if she enjoyed it, and she really did. So I was like, you know what? In a bit, when we go to the stores again, I'll see if I can find some stuff. Excuse me, that is good for you. So you can also have stuff like the toys with it and stuff, or have some bath foam or whatever I can find, basically. Ooh, I'm sorry. So she liked that, so maybe I'll do a care package of that for December months or something. Probably also a little bit for before that, but need to see what I can find. But yeah, she enjoyed that. We had some pizza for dinner. Had a good time in general. And Sunday did some shopping, or at least tried to do some shopping. But yeah, sweaters for our daughter, like many of them, don't fit her. They are either too big at the neck or just too small, because one of them I found and that was actually too small for her, and was like, it was even a size bigger than what she normally has, and it still didn't fit. I was like, what in the actual? She couldn't get her head through that, so that didn't help. Also tried to find some shoes for our son, because he killed another pair of shoes again. He had shoes he wore for a month, and he actually had them in the soles like right through, and in the noses of the shoes they were also right through. So I was like, are you flipping kidding me? Like, what are you doing? Eating them? But yeah, he many times, if he regular walks, he does not pull up his feet to move, so his shoes scrape over the floor, which sorry, obviously doesn't is a good thing for soles of shoes. And when he is in school and they are on the swing, he stops himself with the front of his shoes. So obviously that scrapes off that part of the shoe. But I'm like, yeah, if you go like this, I'm starting to use your money, because yeah, you are going to get a lot expensive with shoes. Especially for the fact that I can't find ones that are not like 30-40 bucks each. If he would use them for a couple of months, I wouldn't be too mad about it. Like, if I could buy him a pair of shoes and he would last the entire winter with them, I would be fine with it. But with him probably still needing new shoes in give or take a month's time, yeah, no. Just no. That's just way too much. But yeah, at the moment, shoes are not easy to find. So hopefully I can soon find some. Because thankfully I was smart already. And we found some shoes like a little bit ago that were like more for winter. I'm like, yeah, he isn't growing too hard at the moment. So I'm like, I'm just going to risk it. We're going to get them. Thankfully we did, because otherwise I wouldn't have shoes now. So yeah, because Thursday when I picked him up from school, I just saw that he was literally through the shoes in the front of him. So yeah. Obviously he wasn't too happy about that. But yeah. At times I'm wondering why kid stuff needs to be so hell of expensive, for the fact that many times, not even only our kids, but like a lot of the kids, because let's be honest, they are tiny tornadoes many times. So if you need to buy stuff like every few months at least, because they grow too much, because they also grow like weeds, like, why excuse me, why does it need to be so damn expensive? Do stores think I have a money tree in my garden? Because if so, I wouldn't be so mad. But yeah, I'm just a stay-at-home mom. I don't have an income, so yeah. Even though apparently I probably am going to get some sort of an income from doing the volunteer work at school. I'm like, it's volunteer work. Of course I'm expecting nothing for it. But apparently, yeah, the school director asked for like the bank account stuff for payments. So I was like, well, okay, if you're going to ask about it, fine. One of the other moms / my neighbor already told me that like a couple of weeks ago, like if I would have written my hours down for the time that I'm there, I'm like, no, it's not that I really need to have that money. But yeah, then on Wednesday, the school director asked for it, and I also said to that mom like later, like, hey, I'm not going to ask for the money, but if he is really saying like, hey, can I have your bank account stuff so I can make sure you get the money, then I'm like, yeah, sure, here, do you have it? But yeah, not if I needed to go behind it for myself, because then it's like, it's volunteer work. But yeah, hey, at least maybe I can do grocery shopping for a week or something a month. Gives me a little bit of idea that I have some money. But oh well, oh well. Also did actually do a fun thing in the evenings. Well, apart from my time-lapse filming, I did a rewatch on Netflix of the series Band of Brothers again. I also have that one on DVD. I also have The Pacific, but I actually never watched that yet. But I do need to say, like, I am really loving history, even though it many times is brutal. But I'm a really history lover. Do need to say, like, even though the thing or it goes about is not the best, but it's like a beautifully made series. Are you like kidding me? Or is already that wax coming out? It's like not the best wax. But it's like a beautifully made series, and obviously there are still some parts like exaggerated or not correct or anything. It's like based on certain stuff. You can't expect it, even though it's like a historical event, to have like one-on-one copied, like how the man actually lived, what they all went through, where they were, because at a certain episode they get to a, don't know if it's like a labor camp or a concentration camp, but it's one of those camps. Hopefully YouTube doesn't pick out the words and demonetizes it, but still. But like, it makes it look like the 101st Airborne Division liberated that. And as far as I'm aware, they weren't actually, like, at least not the first ones to arrive there. There might be a few of them that actually went there, but yeah, let's be honest, it's part of the war. Obviously, it's a terrible part of the war, but they want to show it in a way like, hey, this is still going on at this point in time, and the war is terrible as it is, but still, we do need to remember even the horrible parts of history to make sure there is a lesser chance for people to actually be stupid enough to do it again. Because let's be honest, war is horrible. So whatever way people fight wars is horrible. But some parts just never needs to be repeated again. But yeah, that's not a soapbox I'm going on to now. Because yeah, I have my opinions about war. They should not be even necessary. But well. Yes, I know if there would be no war at all, my husband would be out of a job because he's in the Navy. But still. I'd rather him be out of a job because the entire world is peaceful then there being wars and stuff and attacks and all the bad stuff going on everywhere in the world. Because if people would be nice to each other, treat each other nicely, take their hands off the stuff that's not from them, let's be honest, the world would be a much better place. But yeah, it will. Sadly, it is what it is. So what else do I have written down? Also, by the way, with like the rewatch of Band of Brothers, I also noticed that a lot of excuse me and sorry in one word. That's not going to work. Then we get scurry. But I noticed that YouTube algorithm is like now pushing a lot of the wartime information, documentaries, and stuff my way, which I gladly accept and watch because it's very interesting. I also have seen like a lot of videos about the American War Cemetery of the Netherlands, which is actually pretty close to me. It's in Margraten. And I have seen a lot of the videos about it, also like from the, well, want to see like committee that is there, like the information center and stuff, like they're basically their own videos, and the people that have all the information about it and stuff. Apparently it actually should have been, when they were deciding on a place, they actually wanted to do it in a place called Windrak, which is actually a lot closer to me, because I actually, like when I worked at Subway, I actually, every time I went to work, I drove to that place. But when they were, well, deciding on a place, apparently that was still in reach for the German, well, machinery. So they needed to decide on a different place, and it became Margraten. And like I also see a lot of the videos about it, just for the simple fact that it has a special special thing, namely that all the graves of the over 8,000 men and women that are buried there actually have a family that takes care of that specific grave, because you can adopt the graves in Margraten American Cemetery. There is a lot of information about it. I'm also like, I already told my husband, like as soon as the kids are old enough to understand it and they learn about it in school, because yes, we do learn about World War II in schools, because apparently that's not all everywhere, but yeah, so I'm like at the point that I'm like, when they are old enough to understand what happened and everything, then I'm planning to take them there. Probably it will be like our daughter 1 year and then our son another year, because I do think it's like, it makes it a lot closer, especially if you think that they're in Margraten, the cemetery, it's only for the Americans, and every cross that is there is actually still a grave. It's not like it's a memory cross or anything, because when the war ended at a certain point, I believe like in 1946, if I'm not mistaken, they actually they actually made a lot of graves disappear, because the family decided to have the person buried in America. So like there were, I believe originally, I think like around 20,000 people buried there, but it's now, quote unquote, just 8,000 and a little bit. Okay, let's be honest, those are 8,000 too many that died in a war that shouldn't be happening anyway. Because, yeah, people should be nicer to each other. But, yeah, oh well. But, like, it's a place that makes things real. Like, those are all people that came here, died here, all to liberate Europe. So we're free because of that. And yeah, all the people that are buried there are all people that were killed in action or killed by their wounds. They are all guys, and then a few times girls, well, women. Well, many times they're also like girls and boys, because many times they weren't even at an age where they could drink legally in the United States. Look for that irony. Not even 21, but they were able to drop into Europe and kill people. But they weren't old enough to drink alcohol. If that's also in that time, but at least for like guys, if they would have been that age now. Which is actually really strange if you think about it. But again, that's here nor there. But yeah, as far as I understood, like they are all killed in actions or killed, well, died by their wounds. All in the Netherlands. I do also believe Belgium, because I believe there are also some people that died in the Battle of the Bulge. And Germany, because they decided nobody would be left in enemy territory. Also after the war, nobody was buried in Germany, at least not from the American side. So yeah, everybody that was even maybe temporarily buried in Germany was all repatriated here to the Netherlands. And yeah, we now have a big cemetery in Margraten. We also have a big wall, which is the Wall of the Missing, which has a lot of people that are still missing. Thankfully, there are a lot of people that have a little rosette next to their name, which means they have been found and identified by now. But yeah. But yeah, I'm going to get off that soapbox. Next, I'm rambling long enough. Also need to, somewhat quickly, make an end to this. Because in about 15 till 30 minutes, I need to go. So, but yeah. What else do I have going on? I have still 2 more things, but I don't think I will be having a lot to tell about that. So, we'll see. Yeah, first off, I am scheduling all my videos at the moment. So, like local time for me at 8 p.m. all the videos will be going online when I have them scheduled. Also, this video will probably be edited, that's the word I was looking for, this evening or this afternoon, and I will be scheduling them so they will be going up my time, 8 p.m. So it might be that sometimes I'm not looking correctly. I had that yesterday actually. Thought to reschedule it, that worked, but it still gave up like the time it's scheduled in the morning. But yeah, so normally 8 p.m. Maybe by exception every now and then when I'm not paying enough attention. It will be 8 a.m. The videos will be going online by now. So they will be a little bit more consistent. So especially like time-lapse videos, the longer they are, the more I need to do with them. the more time they also need to take to upload and stuff. So sometimes it would have been that it's like 8:30 if I start at 7 o'clock, that they would be online. But sometimes it would also be 10:30. So now I start to upload them as soon as I'm done with editing everything. And yeah, that makes it a little bit more consistent. So if you are specifically waiting for videos like a time lapse, those are online on Friday, 8 p.m. in the evening, my time, which is GMT +2 or European Standard Time. I believe they are like both the time zones that is here. If you want to know, you can look up like Amsterdam time and then convert it to your own time. Then you get it. But yeah, that will be that. And I'm also like wanting to ask you, like, would you be interested in me doing as a time lapse Train of Dreams? Well, starting on it next. I am now working on the mystery kit that I kitted up like last week. It's going pretty well, actually. If I would have been able to work on it yesterday, I would have had 2 rows of the 7 already completed. But yeah, that will be a thing for this evening. But yeah, I want to try it out with the diamond painting e-painter pen that I unboxed last week. And I'm thinking about using that one for the entire diamond painting because I am thinking of potentially using that for our son for on his room. And I want to place the drills nicely. And I do not work well with multi-placing round drills. So would you be interested in seeing that? Do keep in mind, obviously, for the entire canvas, you will be having the like cable popping in and out. I am using that one now for the mystery kit as well for the AB drills. Do need to say they place really nice with that pen. But once I have that one fully finished, I do need to see, like, does it bother me that the cable is in the way or whatever all. So that's a thing I do need to see. But I also want to test it out, like if I work on it like for a longer time, does it still work nice? Does it have some hiccups or anything? So do you want me to work on that one and then afterwards do a review on the pen? Or yeah, let me know. Because yeah, I'm interested to see like if you also want to see that. Obviously, I still want to use work on the Train of Dreams. I'm not entirely sure if I would otherwise do it next because it's kind of big and it's round. And as I said, not a fan of rounds. Even though this diamond painting actually is round as well. But for the ones I'm planning on hanging up, I am single placing it. So yeah, it will be either the e-painter pen or it will be a regular single placer. But then I probably don't use it right away. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. And yeah. But yeah, this was actually everything I wanted to ramble on about. So I'm going to scratch off what I talked about. So I know I already talked about that. But yeah, I'm going to let you go, guys. Because yeah, it's long enough. It's quite a long video for my doing. Well, my videos are quickly an hour, but it's one that's even longer than usual. Sorry. With needing to cough every now and then doesn't help, but oh well. But yeah, as per usual, let me know down in the comment section below what do you think of this video, if there's anything you want to ask, want to tell, or anything else. Or you just want to let me know that you watched the video, you can also obviously leave just an emoji. You don't need to leave a full-on long comment, even though they're always highly appreciated. But yeah, you can also, as I said, just leave a comment for me to just know that you watched the video in case you want to have that. In case you want to comment with longer videos, like, do you think it's fun to have like a certain emoji to work with in the comments or not? Because maybe we'll start to do like, hey, leave a tiger or lion or anything like wild animal, cat like in the video description, no, not a description, the comments below the video. Let me know what your opinion on that is. But yeah, I'm going to stop rambling now. As I said before, I hope you liked this video. If you did, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and all the fun YouTubey stuff. And I hope to see you in the next video. Have a wonderful rest of your day, night, week, whatever applies. And as I said, see you next time. Bye!